You know what time it is. You know what time it is. Hi everyone. What's up, Clevy Nation? Welcome back to the channel. If you are meeting me for the first time, hi, my name is Clevy, and it is so nice to meet you. You guys, we have a very interesting video before us today. You guys, we have a whole playlist of all the countries' history I've checked out, geography now, you name it, every cultural video I have done. Please make sure that you click right here to watch it because the playlist is here, or you check my description box because the link to that playlist will be right there. You guys, this is now the history of Philippines in 12 minutes. And you guys, indeed, it is 12:07. Indeed, it is 12 minutes. You guys, and I can't wait to check this out. If you're right and this with me, please smash the like button, join the family, join the squad by clicking on the subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss whenever I upload a video, guys. Don't forget to watch to the end of the video to find out if you are today's shout out. All right, guys, are you ready? Every day I say I want to comport myself, it doesn't work. I will always want to scream. All right, guys, let's go. Ooh. Okay.
The history of what is today the Philippines
What is
started with the
today?
arrival
So it
of
wasn't
its
called
first
Philippines
humans.
before?
It is believed they used rafts or boats around 60,000 years ago, with groups of diverse people settling in the archipelago. Some of these groups started to develop and expand into bigger settlements, and in the next thousands of years, they evolved into what some scholars believe to be considered early states.
Early states.
Austronesians and afterwards speakers of the Malayo-Polynesian languages began to arrive in successive waves beginning about 4000 BC. According to the existing evidence, a jade culture existed on these lands, starting with the Neolithic era. By 1000 BC, it is believed that the inhabitants of the archipelago had developed into four distinct kinds of people: tribal groups, warrior societies, the petty plutocracy, and the harbor civilizations.
Okay.
Also important to note is the fact that the metallurgy reached the archipelago due to trade with India. Around 300 to 700 AD, the seafaring people of the islands began to trade with the Indianized kingdoms in the Malay archipelago and the nearby East Asian principalities, adopting influences from both Buddhism and Hinduism. Some cultures of present-day Vietnam showed evidence of an extensive trade network. Artifacts and goods were traded,
From
such as
Philippines.
glass, agate, or gold. There were also other items present in the region which were most likely imported, including ear ornaments that have been found in archaeological sites in the Philippines, Thailand, and Taiwan. The Indian culture influenced the Southeast Asian region, starting with the 1st century. During the period of the South Indian Pallava dynasty and the North
Gupta
Indian
Empire.
Gupta Empire, Indian culture spread to Southeast Asia, and it reached the Philippines, which led to the establishment of new kingdoms largely influenced by the Indian culture and traditions. The date inscribed in the oldest Philippine document found so far, the Laguna copperplate inscription, is 900 AD. From the details of the document, written in Kawi script, the bearer of a debt, Namwaran, along with his children, is cleared of a debt by the ruler of Tondo. This is the earliest document that shows the use of mathematics in pre-colonial Philippine societies.
We have
A
Tondo.
standard system of weights and measures is also demonstrated by the use of precise measurement for gold and other items, as well as in astronomy. From the various
Wow, you guys. So far, we've had like consistent stories. Why I say that is because you guys remember a while back we checked out Geography Now Philippines. If you've been with me from that time, yo, you've been an OG proper. You've been an OG proper, right? So we checked out, remember, we've checked out Geography Now Philippines, and now we're still checking the history. And so some of the stories does remain consistent, and of course, a lot of new information are also being added that we didn't know before. So I'm happy. Yo.
Sanskrit terms and titles seen in the document, the culture and society of the Manila Bay were that of Hindu Old Malay amalgamation, similar to the cultures of Java, Peninsular Malaysia, and Sumatra at the time. In the years leading up to 1000, there were already several maritime societies existing in the islands, but there was no unifying political state encompassing the entire Philippine archipelago. Instead, the region was divided into numerous semi-autonomous city-states under the rule of the plutocracy, while a number of states existed alongside the highland societies. These smaller structures alternated between being part of or being influenced by larger Asian empires like Maya Pahit. Around 1225, the nation of Mai, a Buddhist pre-Hispanic Philippine island state centered in Mindoro, flourished, attracting traders and shipping from the kingdom of Ryukyu to the Empire of Japan. Chao Jakua, a customs inspector in Fujian province, China, wrote the description of the barbarous peoples, describing trade with this pre-colonial state. Its people were noted for their honesty in trade. Much of what is now Indonesia was ruled by the Hindu Maya Pahit Empire. During the 1300s, this empire ruled over Luzon Island and the Sulu archipelago. As more and more influence was on these islands, skirmishes and battles also existed. Some local tribes were waging incessant guerrilla warfare against them. Eventually, the kingdoms of Luzon regained independence from Maya Pahit after the Battle of Manila, 1365. Sulu also...
Sorry, you guys, have you realized that for all of these countries we've checked out, Malaysia, even see Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, Netherlands, we have a list, yeah. For all of these countries, what always stands out is Thailand, Cambodia. Listen, there is always war. War before a place is being defined. There is always war. There's never been a time where I've listened and they're like, okay, let us be peaceful. Can you give us this land? Nah. It is expressed through war. That is why it's like a lot of wars happened during that time. Like, a lot of wars happened.
Re-established independence, and in vengeance assaulted the Maya Pahit province of Brunei before a fleet from the capital drove them out. The start of the Islamic era in Indonesia set the collapse of the Maya Pahites as its provinces eventually seceded and became independent sultanates. In 1380, Makdum Karim, an Arab trader born in Johor, arrived in Sulu from Malacca and brought Islam to the Philippines. Additionally, Sharif ul Hashim, an Arab Muslim explorer, established the Sultanate of Sulu by converting its previous ruler, the Hindu king
came in
Raja Baginda,
and you just made a great
Islam,
impact. Do you see that?
Marrying his daughter. The Sultanate of Maguindanao rose to prominence at the end of the 15th century. Meanwhile, the religion was introduced to the area by Muslim missionaries and traders from the Middle East, Indian, and Malay regions who propagated Islam to Sulu and Maguindanao. As before, when Buddhist and Hindu cultures influenced the archipelago, the same case happened with the Muslim culture. Upon the secession of Brunei from the Maya Pahit Empire, they imported the Arab emir from Mecca, Sharif Ali, and became an independent sultanate. The new religion started to grow roots in the Philippines through conquest and conversion of local leaders in the next decades. Moreover, Islam was further strengthened by the arrival to the Philippines of traders and proselytizers from Malaysia and Indonesia. In 1521, the Spanish reached the archipelago through the expedition around the world led by Portuguese-born Spanish explorer Ferdinand Magellan. Claiming the islands he saw for the Spanish Empire, he established friendly relations with some of the local leaders and converted some of them to Roman Catholicism. Because the Philippines are a large archipelago, the Spaniards started to explore many islands. However, the explorer Ferdinand Magellan was killed during the Battle of Mactan against the local ruler Lapu-Lapu. Over the next several decades, other Spanish expeditions were dispatched to the islands. In 1543, an expedition was led to the islands, naming them Philippines, in honor of Philip of Austria, who became Philip II of Spain on January 16, 1556.
Wow.
The name was then extended to the entire archipelago later on in the Spanish era. European
It was named after
colonization began in
Olga.
earnest when Spanish explorer Miguel López de Legazpi arrived from Mexico in 1565 and formed the first European settlements in Cebu. Through diplomatic and military annexation of some lands, incorporating local states including the Kingdom of Tondo, the
Manila.
Spaniards established Manila as the capital of the Spanish East Indies. In 1578, the Castilian War erupted between the Christian Spaniards and Muslim Bruneians
There's
over
always war.
control of the Philippine archipelago. The Christian troops were so diverse due to generally being made up of people under the Spanish rule, including Native Americans, namely Aztecs, Mayans, and Incans, who were gathered and sent from Mexico and South America to be led by Spanish officers that had worked together with native Filipinos in military campaigns across Southeast Asia. The Muslim side was also very diverse, though. They were supported by the Ottoman Empire, with their troops consisting of Malay warriors and expeditionary forces sent by the Ottomans, which included mainly Turks, Egyptians, Swahilis, Somalis, Indians, and others. The conflict ended with a status quo antebellum. Just 20 years after the conquest of Luzon, remarkable progress existed in the work of colonization of the islands and the spread of Christianity. A cathedral was built in the city of Manila with an episcopal palace. Other monasteries and churches were built across islands, and more people started to convert to Christianity. Furthermore, Spanish and Mexican families settled in the new lands, creating stronger communities. Much of the archipelago came under Spanish rule, creating the first unified political structure known as the Philippines. Spanish colonial rule saw the introduction of Christianity, the code of law, and the oldest modern university in Asia.
Wow.
The Philippines was ruled by the Mexico-based Viceroyalty of New Spain, and after, the colony was directly governed by Spain. Many of the local people revolted in the next centuries due to some abuses made by the Spanish authorities. Their rule ended after the American-Spanish War at the end of the 19th century in 1898. The Philippines became a territory of the United States. The United States then established the insular government to rule the Philippines. In 1907, the elected assembly was set up with popular elections. The U.S. promised independence in the Jones Act to the country, and the Philippine Commonwealth was established in 1935 as a 10-year interim step period to full independence. But before gaining total freedom, in 1942, during World War II, the Philippines was occupied by Japanese forces. By 1945, the U.S. liberated the Philippines, and the Treaty of Manila in 1946 established an independent Philippine Republic. The period of their independence was marked by internal skirmishes and a smaller period of dictatorship, but also huge progress and development, with Manuel Roxas becoming the first president of the independent Republic of the Philippines. The United States seceded its sovereignty over the Philippines on July 4th, 1946, as scheduled. However, the Philippine economy remained highly dependent on United States markets. Roxas died suddenly of a heart attack in April 1948, and the Vice President Elpidio Quirino ruled the country until 1953. Some communist partisans existed in the islands, but were defeated in the 50s. Additionally, an important event happened in the middle of the 1960s. Ferdinand Marcos took power in 1965 and ruled until 1986.
Oh, that's such a long time.
Included the final years of the Third Republic from 1965 to 1972, and the Philippines under martial law 1972 to 1981.
That's such a long time, 1965
His
to
reign
1986.
was marked by dictatorship and instability. In 1986, Ferdinand Marcos was removed from power and replaced by Maria Corazon Aquino. Up to the present day, 5 other presidents ruled the Philippines.
Wow, thank you. Shout out to Knowledgeia. Thank you for this video. Mm, wow. The more and more and more we dive into, all of this, the more we get to understand. See, here's something you guys already know about by this time. I'm a nerd and I love learning. I love learning new things, and thank God that I have a space where I can do that with a lot of like minds, right? And so we've checked out so many different countries, and if there are more also like this, send them my way. I would gladly check them out with everyone. Wow, it's amazing to learn. You guys know, like I said, some of the things we read in books. Ah, God, except if you're someone who really, really loves reading, you'll find it less fun. Call me, all right? I am more of a visual learner. I love when I when it's presented like this, right? I would easily understand. I will easily assimilate. I will easily not forget, unlike what is read in the books. That's just me. And so this is my own avenue too of learning the love I have for, experiencing different cultures, even when I haven't been there. Just sitting down, learning about these things and yo, you define. So see, you guys put it in your bucket list for 2024 is just starting. Even though March is about to end, yeah. 2024 is still like we're just done with the first quarter of the year. And you guys, I would say if this year try to learn about some countries, rather not the one you're from now, but other people's country, like their history. Also try to learn about what makes them them. Do you get me? Like, do that. Even if you want to learn like three or five this year, dedicate your time to just learn it. It expands your knowledge, honestly. It's expand your way of reasoning, thinking. Just I feel like when I learn about these things, it gives me an edge. It's sort of, you guys. I'm like, okay, I know about these people. Even if you cannot know the entirety of everything. I mean, you cannot know a lot. Like, I think geography now Philippines is like 23 minutes or so. Now this is 12 minutes. You cannot learn about all of these things in 40 something minutes, yeah? You can't possibly learn all that there is to learn about Philippines in this 40 minutes. But then again, you can learn a lot, right? And so that is what I see. So if you can keep learning about these different countries, be taking them when you're like, yeah, I learned about this, I learned about this. And it's amazing to see how, how much we've evolved. Just like I said, like there was that time, it's like the we've not even talked too much. What in fact it's like the war was the talking. Those times did well, thank you for now. Yo, those times were like the word did the talking. Action spoke louder than words. See that time. Now we do a lot of talking, but you see then, nah. Let's get into the battlefield. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But you guys, oh, this was fun. It was fun. I did enjoy this, and I hope you did too. Here are today's Instagram and YouTube shout outs. Thank you so much for being a member of Clevy Nation, for staying active on the platform, and for supporting my journey. If you want to be featured next, all you need to do is follow me on Instagram. You can see my Instagram handle right here and leave a comment on my latest post, or you subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave a comment on today's video, guys. If you know you have any other recommendations, you have suggestions, you know the drill. Please leave it right now in the comment section. If you know that you enjoyed this as much as I did, please smash the like button. Share the video, you guys, and join the squad, join the gang by clicking on the subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss whenever I upload any video. All right, guys, I'm coming to see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay blessed. I love you. I love you so, so, so much, and thank you for always watching. Bye, guys.